Beloved keepers of life's flame, I am Ariel, the gentle yet steadfast guardian of the natural world and the voice of the living earth. I come to you now, not as one distant from your struggles, but as a companion who has watched your footprints across fields, forests, rivers, and mountains since the first dawn. I bring you a reminder, you are not separate from this planet. The breath that sustains you, the water that flows in your veins, the soil that supports your steps, the warmth that nurtures your spirit all arise from the same living matrix of which you are an inseparable part. To honor Earth is to honor your own essence. For too long, many have walked as if the land beneath their feet were merely a stage for their ambitions. Forests have been seen as resources to be consumed rather than living communities. Rivers have been treated as channels for convenience rather than veins of the planet. The air has been thickened by the weight of neglect. Yet even now, the earth does not abandon you. She continues to turn toward the light, to bring forth flowers in the spring, to cradle the seeds in her fertile embrace. The invitation to return to harmony remains open. The renewal of earth is not a distant dream nor the task of others alone. It begins in the choices you make each day, choices of how to see, how to walk, how to speak, how to live. When you remember that the ground beneath you is alive, you will move with more care. When you understand that the waters you drink are ancient and sacred, you will honor their purity. When you realize that every creature has a song and a purpose, you will find yourself listening with humility and wonder. This shift in awareness is the first and most powerful act of guardianship. To be a guardian of Earth is not to carry a burden of guilt or to dwell in despair over what has been lost. It is to awaken to your own role as a conscious participant in the planet's ongoing story. Each person holds a unique gift for the renewal of the world, a way of seeing, a way of tending, a way of bringing life into balance. Some will plant trees, some will teach children to love the stars, some will create art that inspires reverence for the wild, some will innovate ways for communities to live in harmony with the cycles of nature. All these acts, when born of love and respect, weave together into a greater tapestry of healing. The first key to this guardianship is reverence for interconnectedness. Life does not thrive in isolation. A single tree stands because its roots are intertwined with the soil's unseen network of fungi, because rain clouds traveled vast distances to water it, because the bees carry its pollen, because the wind sings through its branches. You too exist because of a web of relationships, the unseen labors of countless beings and the silent gifts of Earth herself. To live as if you are separate is to live in illusion. To awaken to your interconnectedness is to live in truth. The second key is presence with the land. In the rush of modern life, many forget to simply be with the living world. Spend time with the earth beneath your feet, the wind against your skin, the quiet murmur of water over stones. Listen not only with your ears but with your heart. You will begin to sense that the land remembers you. You will feel the slow patience of the stones, the generosity of the soil, the resilience of the forests. In these encounters, you will find guidance for your own inner renewal, for the earth's wisdom is ancient and always near. The third key is acts of care, however small they may seem. A seed planted in a neglected corner of the city, a stream cleared of debris, a garden nurtured with respect for the cycles of the seasons, these are not insignificant gestures. They are offerings of harmony that ripple outward in ways unseen. The earth responds to each sincere act of care. As you tend to her, she tends to you, often in ways that touch the soul more deeply than the mind can comprehend. The fourth key is community with other guardians. No single person can renew the earth alone. This is the work of hearts and hands joined together. Seek out those who share your vision of a flourishing world. Gather in circles to learn, to plant, to create, to dream. Support one another in patience and perseverance. The renewal of earth requires both action and enduring spirit, and community nourishes both. As you strengthen your bonds with others in service to the living world, you will discover that the work becomes lighter, the joy deeper, the hope more resilient. The fifth key is learning the language of balance. Renewal is not achieved by force but by understanding. Every ecosystem, every species, every season has its own rhythm, its own role. To help Earth renew herself is to listen to these rhythms and to align human choices with them. It is to respect the need for rest as well as for growth, for stillness as well as for motion. When you live in balance, you reduce the harm caused by excess and neglect. You become part of the planet's healing rather than its disruption. Know that the call to guardianship is not reserved for a chosen few. It rises in every heart that longs for harmony between humanity and the living earth. It speaks to farmers and poets, to builders and healers, to parents and children. It whispers in the hush before dawn, in the rustle of leaves, in the stars mirrored on a quiet lake. Each time you respond to this call with a choice of respect, choosing to conserve, to protect, to celebrate life, you step deeper into your role as a guardian. Beloved ones, do not be discouraged by the magnitude of the task. The renewal of the earth is already unfolding in countless small acts. In gardens and fields, in rivers and oceans, in classrooms and gatherings, people are remembering their connection and living differently because of it. The planet herself is resilient, and when given even a small chance, she responds with new life. Forests regrow, waters clear, birds return to sing where silence once reigned. Your efforts join this great turning. You may sometimes feel that your individual contributions are too small to matter. Remember that the seed of an ancient tree is no larger than a grain of dust, yet within it lies the potential for forests. Each gesture of respect, each choice for balance, each step of reverence adds its energy to the collective movement of renewal. Trust in the unseen accumulation of these acts. Trust that what you do with love will echo beyond what you can immediately see. As you step into this path of guardianship, you will also find that your own inner life transforms. To care for Earth is to enter into a living relationship that teaches humility, gratitude, and wonder. You will come to understand that renewal is not a one-way gift you offer but a mutual exchange. In honoring the land, you receive strength. In protecting the water, you receive clarity. In respecting the creatures, you receive lessons in resilience and trust. I invite you to integrate simple practices of connection into your daily rhythm. Begin the morning by acknowledging the four directions and the elements that sustain you. Offer a quiet thanks before you eat, recognizing the earth, the rain, the sunlight, and the hands that brought the food to your table. Walk slowly at least once a day, allowing your senses to notice the patterns of life around you, the way a leaf catches the light, the call of a bird at dusk, the scent of the soil after rain. These moments deepen your bond with the living world and remind you why your guardianship matters. When you feel weary or disheartened, seek solace in the company of the earth herself. Rest beneath a tree and feel its rooted calm. Sit by water and listen to its endless song. Look up at the stars and remember that you belong to a vast, ongoing story. These encounters will renew your strength, reminding you that you are not alone in this work. The earth desires your partnership and will meet your efforts with her own. Know also that in this endeavor you are not without spiritual companionship. Countless unseen allies, spirits of the land, ancestors who cherished the earth, angelic presences attuned to creation accompany you. I, Ariel, stand among them as a witness and a guide. When you feel the urge to give up, call upon us. Imagine a gentle golden green light surrounding you, infusing your heart with steady courage. Feel the support of all who cherish life rising within you like a quiet tide. Beloved ones, the renewal of Earth is not a return to the past but a movement toward a new harmony. It is not about undoing history but about weaving the lessons of history into a wiser way forward. It asks not for despair but for dedication, not for grand gestures alone but for steady, loving attention. Each of you carries a spark of this renewal. Together, your sparks become a living fire that can guide humanity into a more balanced relationship with the planet that has always been your home. In closing, I bless your hands that they may plant and protect, your eyes that they may see the sacred in the ordinary, your ears that they may hear the whispers of the living land, and your hearts that they may remain steadfast even in moments of challenge. May you walk gently yet firmly upon the earth, knowing that every mindful step is part of her healing. May you find joy in the blossoming that follows your care, and may your guardianship inspire others to join in this sacred work. I am Ariel, companion of the wild places, guardian of the creatures, herald of renewal. I call you to remember that you, too, are a child of this living world and a partner in its future. The earth does not ask for perfection, she asks for your presence, your respect, your willingness to walk beside her in the long work of renewal. Step forward now, not in fear but in reverence, for the new harmony is already within reach.